and welcome to Neat and Not by the Sea, Flosstube video number 5.
I'm Catherine.
And I'm Victoria. And this is the Tuesday the 20th of April. It's after dinner, so it's quite dark outside because we're going into winter.
Autumn.
Autumn. It's cold, it's winter.
It's lovely.
So we'll start off with a little bit of, first of all, we wanted to apologise for the technical issues we had on the last two issues. I know. Catherine was just telling me off because I heavily put my hands on the table.
I was gently holding her arm down so she doesn't whack it on the table.
Yeah. So we've had some issues. I think the first one, we had the camera on the tripod on the table, and every time our knees hit the table it wobbled, so it looked like we had an earthquake going on right through.
Rookie mistakes.
It was a rookie mistake, but
Part
we're
of our
learning.
charm.
We're hoping to improve with each one.
Yeah.
And then in the last Flosstube video, I think I had the tripod pushed right up against the table.
Sorry, I'm opening my ginger beer because I'm back on ginger beer.
We had the tripod pushed right up against the table, so every time we stood up to hold pieces closer to the camera, we hit the tripod, and we think that's what the banging noise was in the background.
Which is funny, you know, because, you know, we're figuring it out.
We're figuring it out.
But when people have earbuds, it's not funny.
It's not funny.
So
we do apologise for that, and we thank you for those who persevered through the banging and crashing. Yes. We're hoping this one will be better.
And also, can we share our admiration for people that re-record? Because we didn't, and no.
Yeah. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I was editing it, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to film this again.
No.
I can't remember half the awesome stuff I said.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And we hope you enjoyed our bonus video. We had so much fun filming that. And
it was so lovely to get so many responses from people.
Yeah.
It was great. Although it's a bit ironic that the video about shopping was one of our most popular ones.
Excuse me.
But yeah, it was great. And also New Zealand relies on post. You know, the cities are not necessarily close together. Lots of cities don't have the shops that you want. So, you know, when you find out, you want to go and order things. So, and apparently you went there today, and apparently they had a really good response from the video. So
yeah, so they said that
fantastic.
It had generated a lot of chat in the shop and people coming in, and a nice talking point, and it was brilliant. So they've got more stock in, different flosses, and the sewing machines are in, and it looks like it's going gangbusters. So we're super pleased that all appears to be going well.
Yay!
And
I'm waiting. It was payday today, but I've been quite generous with the things I have wanted this fortnight. So maybe even this payday is not going to be the time. I have to buy some linen, so maybe I'll wait another fortnight. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, we should say that we're trying to figure things out because we have craft night every Tuesday.
We do,
and we film every Tuesday. So we thought instead of doing that, we're going to film English and Spanish tonight, so that next Tuesday we're actually free to just chat and stitch.
Yeah, because
we'll see how that goes.
We're so full of adrenaline after we've filmed that we don't get much stitching done in the evenings.
We're a bit giddy.
So we thought if we dedicate a whole night to filming, and then we can stitch next week. So
yes.
Sorry, we should say that Catherine films every week because we do the English and the Spanish one intermittent. So
yes, and of course
table again.
The second week when I'm filming in Spanish, Victoria's metaphorically hand holding.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to do things on your own. And every week I say to her, I think next week I'm going to do the filming on my own before stitch night, and it's not true.
Yeah,
it
doesn't happen.
I'm going, Victoria, you're going to help me.
It's alright. It's really it's fun to watch Catherine do the Spanish ones.
Yeah, and it's really weird because I thought I'd be really self-conscious and not enjoy that at all, but I just talk like I'm being paid to.
Only if we were, that would be wonderful.
Yes.
Okay,
so things to chat about. We had a craft camp.
We did. So Catherine and I and another friend from our craft group went away for the weekend. So 2 nights, 1 full day, although we stayed most of the second day.
Yes.
And considering we were away so long to purely dedicate to craft, I got an appalling lack of work actually done. I ate a lot and chatted a lot, and
we had to cook.
We did.
I think we're going to do it catered next time because we had to cook.
Yeah, it wasn't
and
cool.
So we stayed in my house that we're building at the moment. So there was no kitchen and there was no toilet. It was interesting, but we have an old motorhome that we took. So we had to go to the motorhome to cook.
Yeah.
And other things. And that took time.
It did. It did. Yeah. A whole sort of walking down the drive.
Yes. We're just princesses. We needed someone to cook for us. So we're thinking, because the plan is that we go away twice a year, so that we can just focus on what we want to do and relax and not have to think about real life.
Yeah.
So maybe next time we'll do more takeaways and less cooking.
Yeah, I think it sounds like a plan. But it was great.
It was lovely.
We have got progress. Catherine has got way more progress than I. We've got progress on our project, so that's wonderful.
Yep.
We also wanted to thank people for the lovely comments we've been getting, for the likes that you've been giving us, and it's really exciting. It's amazing how much of a buzz you get out of a nice comment or a new subscriber.
Yes. We were talking about that because,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't do it for that. We didn't do it, I mean, everybody says the same, but we didn't do it for that. We just fancied doing it because, you know, we got overexcited.
Yeah.
But it's just so nice when people reach out and say nice things.
It
Or ask questions, or are interested in what you're doing, or give you a nice bit of information that you
Yeah.
didn't have.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Jani Stitcher, who's a Mexican bilingual Flosstuber, she sent me links to 2 of her floss tubes where she talked about something I was interested in. How nice is that?
Very nice. We've had people, oh, excuse me, frog in the throat. We've had people give us ideas on framing and just general, you know, reach out and touch, which is, it's lovely.
Yeah.
So really enjoyed that. So thank you for those who comment. It's we really do appreciate it. Please
Yes.
keep going.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Great.
And Catherine had a question for the audience.
Yes.
She hadn't asked the audience.
Yes, so in a previous life, before I realised that I'm no good at business, I had for 3 seconds, I had a natural yarn dyeing company with a friend of mine. And that was before the world became crazy about hand knitting. So I was dyeing organic merino yarn at home with plant materials, and we did indigo fermentation, and it was very exciting until it came to selling, and then we hated that. It was horrible. We didn't like it. So I've done a lot of dyeing and I really love it, and even now I will dye things for fun. Like the curtains in my bedroom are some bed sheets from an op shop that I dyed with turmeric because I really needed bright yellow curtains. So we're thinking of doing some natural dyeing with harakeke, which is the New Zealand flax, for some of the linens. And, you know, I like playing in that area, but what I really fancy doing is doing some thread dyeing. And thread is a cellulose, the cotton is a cellulose material, so I'm just planning to dye with cotton floss. So if anyone has a link to or information about a Flosstube or a podcast where they talk about dyeing thread, just a little tutorial or something like that, I'd be really interested. I know there are some books in the library which I will go and have a look at, but it would just be fun to have another thing. I do like to experiment. You know, have you noticed I don't like to do things like they tell me to do? But Madam here is all over the natural, not the natural, the what do you call it, like the fancy dyed floss.
Oh, the hand dyed flosses.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a really fun thing for us to do that together.
Yes,
And
I would
then-
love to. We'll definitely give it a go. We might,
Yeah.
when we eventually do it, we'll film ourselves. We might issue another bonus video.
Yeah, just another fun. So if you know of anything, please let us know. If anyone knows of any organic floss, blank like white, that I can buy somewhere, I'd be interested in that too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that'd be awesome. So I think that takes us through.
That's it.
The chit chat part of this episode.
Yes.
So we'll start off with finished objects. Catherine, do you have any finished objects?
I have no finished objects.
Oh, you're letting the side
Oh,
down.
I know.
I don't have any new finished objects either, but what I have got is one that I finished, I want to say about 8 years ago, because I did this when my niece was born. This was supposed to be framed in a gift for her nursery. She's now 10 years old and it's still not framed.
That's coming though.
And I don't have the pattern anymore. I'm not sure what I've done with it. It might, but it's a Beatrix Potter. Can we see the whole thing? It's the Beatrix Potter alphabet.
Very pretty.
Big sampler. It's done on Ada. It's
It's very pretty.
It's very nice. There are things I would do differently if I was doing it again, now being older and wiser. But I remember it being a lot of fun to do because each letter is like a mini project in itself. So there was no big
Getting fed up with it.
yeah. You could put it down and pick it up, and
Did you follow the colours that they suggested?
it's me. I followed the rules entirely.
Because I love the green.
The green is lovely. I'm pretty sure it's just actually it is just DMC colours because this project was the first project that I don't think I got a kit, and
It's probably the first project you had to pay for.
probably was the first project I had to pay for. So I'm just about to disappear from view for a second. So this is the first project that I had to buy my own flosses, and this is when I've got a few of these boxes. This is how I store my DMC flosses. They're all on their individual list, or I use the plastic cards. They're a little bit more hard wearing.
Oh, are they plastic? I never realised.
I've got a wee stick. I'm gonna have to stand up for this. Oh.
Don't move everything. They'll
Yep.
get complaints.
I've got a wee, where's the bloody camera? There's a wee number on there that's a wee sticker.
Victoria bought stickers.
I did buy stickers, and I keep them in numerical order so it's easier to find, and I use these for the majority of my patterns that I've done previously. And it looks so pretty.
And it takes up less space the way you do it as well.
Yes.
It's kind of neat.
Yep.
It fits into a box.
And it doesn't get tangled, and when I pull them out to do a project, got a little set. So that is sort of, this is for the Wizard of Oz one I'm working on at the moment. It's all just kept in a wee bag with the colours.
So that's your travelling.
That's my travelling bit.
Yeah.
So now I'm standing up. We'll do one of these a bit closer.
Very pretty. I love the green. Because alphabets are normally red, aren't they? I've seen some blue ones, but I love that this is green.
I'm not sure. I also did a big teddy bear one, which I'm sure you'll see eventually. It's hanging at my mum's house, as are all my youthful mistakes, which I think was blue.
Just a time.
Just a time thing. It's how your tastes change as you mature and age.
Your taste changes, but if you give it to someone that is the age when you did it, they'd love it.
Exactly.
It's just, you know.
So I did buy a frame. I talked about going to the frame shop. Not the frame shop, going to an antique shop in the last video. So I managed to find a frame with glass that was big enough to take that.
That's amazing.
I just haven't bought the board to back it on, or I haven't done the framing bit yet, but we have a 3-day weekend coming up, so
That's right.
maybe I will make that one of my chores one of my tasks to complete.
A message.
A message. I'll do a message and go and get what I need.
That's a private joke. It's not really a private joke. It's just a funny, like.
It's not even funny.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's the
I say running errands.
and I say running messages.
And
so
I think it's adorable. And I found one other person in Dunedin that says running messages.
Yeah.
So I've got a little bit of a live poll going. I just ask random people that are from
everywhere
here.
we go, what do you say? You ask people, do you say running errands or running messages?
It's great. I would have done linguistics. I love language and how people talk.
Yeah, also let us know what you say. Do you run errands or do you run messages?
I mean, let's face it, we all do stuff. Just got stuff to do.
Just got stuff to do.
But I'm always on the lookout for things that they say in New Zealand that I don't say. Because I don't know when I'm not saying, like, the local thing. So this is all part of my education.
It's excellent.
Anyway, all good fun.
So that was my only completed object that I completed about 8 years ago.
Great. We have been busy, though.
We have been busy. So, whips, you start your whips.
Oh, I've got so much, because I went a little bit crazy.
Hey, you do have completed objects.
What did I do?
That.
Oh, but this is not stitched. That comes in the
Oh, it does
non-stitching
too.
thing. But I will show you now, because...
Because I've pointed it out.
Yeah, my daughter-in-law gave me a beautiful kimono, which I intend to wear, but I'm shy and I'm not sure about the appropriation thing. She gave me the kimono to wear because she was going to put it in the op shop, and I was like, I love it. Anyway, it was too long, so I'm not going to wear it traditionally. I'm going to wear it like a robe, a flowing robe, but it was too long, so I cut the bottom off with permission. And I ended up with a fabric, which is just so beautiful. Peonies are one of my favorite flowers. Not with the grey hair. Anyway, I made 2 little project bags. And the lining is some bed sheets from the op shop with beautiful little rose fabric. So whenever I see good quality, heavy cotton, second-hand sheets in the op shop, I always buy them if they're pretty flowers, because they're getting rarer. So this is the other one. I did 2 different closures just to try them out. So beautiful. And I stitched it all by hand because I can. I don't really want the noise of the sewing machine. I don't find it very sociable. So anyway, so this, I finished those. I did one at the weekend when we were away, and then one last night because apparently I didn't want to sleep.
Whereas I have done nothing but sleep since we returned.
Yeah, good for you. That's sensible. So I've been, I went on a sort of a little adventure of starting everything. So in one of my books, which is somewhere but not within reach, I've got a red alphabet, which I showed it in the Spanish one and that was bad. But anyway, I've just done the top bit. I'm doing it with a red, which is, oh my goodness, Molino thing, and that is color 9314. I actually only have one of these because I only have one of these. I bought them in Peru. So I've got another red that's a different number. It's not even the number next to it, but it's like 3 numbers up. But in my head, that sounds great. So half, you know, it might be that half my alphabet will be in one red and the other half in another red. But my plan with this is because I'm not so keen on the brightness of this cream. My plan is that when I'm finished, I'm going to dye it with some linen flax. So that will sadden the red and it will sadden the fabric, and so it'll go a more muted color.
Are you not worried that it will just ruin the whole thing?
Not worried at all. It'll be great. When do I not make random decisions that turn out great, Victoria?
That is true. All your decisions are wonderful.
And also, you know, what else? It'll be fine. So anyway, that's living there. I'm having the best time doing that. It's a very little alphabet, so it won't take too long.
No.
Should I do all of mine, or do we do turnabout?
Do all of yours because I haven't got much.
Okay. My next project, you know how they always talk about that, oh, every time I say this, it could be, anyway. How many times in a video do I say op shop?
A lot. So for those of you, I think we have explained it in a previous video, but an op shop is a second-hand charity shop. So generally all the items in the shop are donated and the people work there are generally volunteers.
I buy them.
And all the money goes to various charities.
It is changing though. Quite often op shops have paid managers now.
Okay, so
they're kind of becoming slicker about their operations. Anyway, I got this amazing linen shirt from an op shop. And it was $2 a bag, but when I approached the desk with my one bag, they
one bag or one item?
No, one bag full of items. Instead of charging me $2, they charged me $4 because I think they felt that I could afford $4, which is true.
That is true.
So I was very happy to pay that, but even at $4, that was amazing. So anyway, linen. It's amazing, red. Anyway, I'm cross-stitching badly, wonkily, all my sayings. So I'm stealing this from Michelle Bendy Stitcher. So that says Black Lives, and I have to put here matter. And then I need to fit in things like on the back, love is love, science is real. What else? There's all the things I believe in. Feminism is for everyone. Stuff like that. Yeah. Good stuff. Good things to live by.
Is that a saying that Michelle Bendy Stitcher came up with?
No, she nicked it or somebody else, because I actually emailed her and I said,
Oh.
I love what you say. It's so nice that you start watching a program and you know exactly where you stand.
Yeah.
Can I use it? And she said, yes, I nicked it off somebody else. And unfortunately,
we're sharing the love.
Yeah, unfortunately her saying is getting longer and longer. It includes voting being a human right now. And so, but anyway, I do this. A lot of my clothes have sayings.
It's lovely.
So I'm really enjoying this. I'm doing it slowly. I can't really see. So this is linen, but it must be like 2 billion count.
Oh, it's
so it's more
small.
It's more than 46, which I thought might be my limit, but this might be 56.
That's right. Your crosses are.
My crosses are crossed.
They're even. Yeah, they're awesome.
Anyway.
Are you going to do each line in a different colour?
No.
So it's all going to be orange.
Going to be red. Oh, is this orange?
Okay, we're working in. It's like I said. It's dark outside. We're working with inside lights.
This might need to be dyed.
I would say that's orange, but it could just be the light.
See, I can wear this over this. Orange goes with my outfit. It's great.
beautiful.
I'm happy with
Orange
orange.
is a great colour. I love orange.
Orange is great. We're loving orange, right? Yeah, orange. All
Woo
alphabets
for
should be
orange.
So anyway, I'm doing that, and I have a system now. So I have my trusty basket from Chiclayo, Peru. So if you go to Peru, go to Chiclayo, although really no need, because it's more of a trading town than they have an amazing museum with some historical pre-Inca ruins stuff. Amazing, but generally people don't go there as tourists. But if you do, great basketry. So all my projects go there, and I do a first in, first out. So I'm always moving them so that I can work on all my projects. It's been 3 minutes and I haven't said op shop. Oh. I am also working on my friends and family from Linen and Threads. Almost finished this flower arrangement, and that would have been the end of the second page. So that's a bit of a shame that I didn't quite make it, but I'm quite happy. It's progressing well. This is Edinburgh 35 count, color Flax. I really like this color. And also someone in our family, thank you to my daughter Christina, who by the way is happy that I say her name because we figured out that I use her name on Instagram. My Instagram is not private, so it's fine. We got some more family tree stuff, so I actually have all the names of my grandparents on my mother's side and great grandparents as well. So I think I'm gonna use those. So I'm quite excited. I get quite sentimental about my mum's side of the family.
So do you using the
Scotland.
names in that one or just the initials?
It's just initials. I'm going to use another sampler where I put the names because I will forget the names otherwise. I'm
Yeah.
not very good with that. So that. Then I made progress on this. I'm very proud of myself. Thank you very much. Not fully, but all. So this is my calendar. My failed attempt at following patterns. Have you done anything on that?
No, it's on my to-do list for
We
next
have
week.
to always show them together because there's a contrast between what you can achieve and what I achieve. So all the boxes now have birds because I love these little black birds. And what I did is I just went through all the patterns that I had, and I've got some library books as well, cross-stitch library books, and I got them all out. And I just found different birds. I love this one. It's like a weird airplane. And that one. And that one. Some of them are missing their feet and their eyes. And this one's quite an elegant bird, I felt. And that one, little.
Cute.
So yes. I'm making progress, so I was really happy. I'm hoping to do all 12 every time I do an innovation.
It's quite interesting. It's how we're quite different in that respect. So Catherine was saying that she wanted to compare the two. So whereas Catherine is doing, she's got all 12 borders, she's got all 12 months, she's got all 12 birds in there. I am more of a, you start the month, you finish the month. You start the next month, you finish the month.
Yeah.
So whereas I've got 2 completed, I'm running behind.
It's rules, schmools.
Yeah,
It was your rules, so it doesn't matter.
I know it's your rules. It's not how I would do it.
No, I mean like it's you created a rule that that's one a month, so it doesn't matter if you're like 6 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's my rule.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't start them until February anyway, so I was always a month behind.
I think when they were giving out the rules about rules, I was off somewhere else. I do follow the rules at work though.
Yeah.
I'm very good at work. So
For anyone from work who's watching.
Oh, yes, that time when I was in a restaurant and someone said something about, oh, what are you doing away from Port Chalmers, Catherine? And I thought, Christine, she called me Christine. Quite often people call me Christine or Christina. My daughter is Christina, I am Catherine. And I was like, are you a stitcher? How do you know that I live in Port Chalmers? Anyway, it's very interesting. Anyway, so I did talk about my Quaker Crow, which I love. I don't know anybody that does not love this.
It's stunning.
It's
I
so
love
beautiful.
that pattern.
I really would love to know who the actual designer is, what their name was. Mary Olsen and Candy Scott from the Work Basket, 2016. So you're amazing. Very clever. Very beautiful.
And there are other animals. I think there's a fox and there's a not be a panda or something, but the crow is the best.
Stunning. Anyway, so I am now, this is definitely no longer a crow. This is a sampler now. So you can't see, but I have done a blue border, and I'm now doing the branches for the kofi, which is a New Zealand tree that has yellow flowers. And I have started, this is the top of the kofi, and this is down here, there'll be the yellow.
Beautiful.
And as you may notice, I did it willy-nilly. I was not counting. How are you feeling, Victoria?
I love that willy-nilly. It's great.
I was like, la la la. Oh yeah, I'll go up now. Oh, I'll go down. Yeah. So nothing's counted. I was just like, oh, visually pleasing. Yeah, let's keep going that way. Oh yes, visually pleasing. And I think in the corners, I am going to do slightly different kofi flower. So I'm loving this. Takes a long time to go around the border of a sampler though.
Yes.
You do feel a great sense of achievement when you've done it. It's like, oh, didn't I do well tonight? And this lives in my bedsheet project bag, which is embroidered, but machine embroidered. Somebody asked, this is not me, it's machine. So that's it as
Did you
far
want to
as...
show those ones? I don't think you've shown these on the English
I
ones.
haven't. Sorry. Yeah, and that's the other thing. We're trying to organize ourselves better so that I don't have to, so my 48-year-old brain's not taxed and I don't have to remember. So tiny little starts on Miss Bingley's library. Yeah, well done, Victoria. I'd forgotten.
And did you say there's another one with that Miss Bingley's library in it?
Yes, it's so terrible. I am a gentleman. No, he is a gentleman. I am a gentleman's daughter. And I can hear it, Jennifer Ely saying it in the BBC production.
Oh,
Mr. Darcy.
you say that and all I see is Colin Firth jumping into a lake. It's wonderful.
So I like him more repressed with his old kitted out.
Yeah, with his cravat and...
I wonder if there are going to be embroideries about Bridgerton. I know Bridgerton is no Jane Austen, but isn't it great?
It's great stitching a companion.
Yeah. Anyway, tiny start. I've done her bun. And I love this, but I got stuck because I couldn't decide on whether I should be a proper human and follow the rules. This was like 11 at night. I was like, oh, I just really want to do a garish bow. Like, I don't know, orange or turquoise. That was my thought process at that time. Anyway, I got stuck.
I like the idea of actually I like orange and turquoise, so you could do that.
Yes. And these are the colours that I'm going to use. So I think I actually want to change her skin tone. I want her to be olive skinned, I've decided. So I'm working on that. So I'm having fun with that. And then I've got the friendship tree, which is very cute. Actually, out there, if there are any Spanish speakers, I'll say that after as well. I don't really want to embroider friendship. I don't want to embroider the word in English. Also, amistad. I'm not sure about that. So if anyone has a fantastic word in Spanish that they think, oh, do this, Catherine, you know, I'll think about it. So anyway.
You'll think about it and then still do whatever you want.
You know what's going to happen. Philip is going to say, you talked a lot, Catherine. God, I'm judged by everybody. I did the heart. I started. It's my floss. I did the heart.
That is such a cute one.
It is so beautiful. So this is by Shakespeare's Peddler. She's great. Is she called Teresa? Kitten Stitcher. Teresa Vanette. I've seen one of her floss tubes. There's 3 billion floss tubes. That's the phone ringing. I'm not answering it. There's like 3 billion floss tubes, and I do really well at watching floss tubes, but I can't keep up. Oh yes, and I had already bought some threads for that, but I'm not sure I'm going to use them because I might go off-piste.
She goes totally rogue.
I do. The other one that I'm doing, which now I have pressure because I have decided, I don't know if Christina can hear me, it's her birthday soon, and I think I want to give her this. So this is Whip It Good. Thank thank you to the person that explained to me what pop culture was and what Whipping Good was about. And Victoria, who's got her phone always at the ready because she actually has data, as opposed to me, who just runs out after 3 minutes in her new plan. So it's based on a song by, is it Devo?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really like the song. So I am going to embroider something like, it is maravillosa, which means you're marvelous, for my baby, for my little baby who's turning 19 next month.
Wow.
So
you're going to get that done in a month?
Yes, I don't like your tone.
No, I have learned to never doubt Catherine and her self-imposed timelines, but that's a lot of cross-stitching to do in a month.
It's a lot of cross-stitching. I have a wonderful husband.
She does.
I don't believe in housework. For me. I cook every day. That's my job. I cook. And I have a job. And I make my house interesting. And I have big hair. So that's a lot of responsibility.
You can't maintain big hair and do housework.
That's right. So, we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping to do it because I think it would be so lovely for her to have something like this. I think. She might be like, thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, where's the rest?
Oh, that would, like, do you have a Christmas face?
Yes, and you get that gift and you're like, oh, this has got nothing to do with me. I don't want this. Cheers.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm not a Christmas person. We'll talk about that sometime nearer Christmas. Or maybe not. And the last one that I'm doing is the His Eye is on the Sparrow, which Victoria, with her magical data, also made us listen and was fabulous.
Yes, there's a song in Sister Act 2 where they sing that hymn. It's beautiful.
Victoria knows so much more about pop culture. And also younger. She actually remembers stuff about stuff. Anyway, I started on the border. You can barely see because it's actually tone on tone.
So it's texture, it's lovely though.
Yes, and the thing is, I didn't want to get out of bed. That's why
We've
it ended
all
up
been
being this
there.
colour. But I am so
you're picking your own colours for that too?
I'm picking my own colours. So I'm trying to go muted. But I'm just doing whatever. Pardon?
Said it won't last with you doing muted colours.
I know.
There'll be orange and pinks and tangerines in there.
That's right.
Which would be
right.
perfect.
Yes. Shocking pink doll. But anyway, I love this. And so I'm doing this on number 12 Stitch Co. Who I've said before I love. They have an Etsy shop. They're in Australia and Tasmania? No, Queensland. So it's called Rain Cloud. It's a beautiful grey. Who knew there could be so many greys?
I know.
It's amazing, isn't it? Anyway, that's the end
50
of the
shades.
parade. God, even I get that reference.
I know you got that pop culture reference.
It was so funny. I was working at the public library when 50 Shades came out. And there were two camps of how people felt about it. So many people were reading. It was amazing. It was the most joyful thing. There were so many copies of that book. I thought it was fabulous.
Yeah.
It was like Harry Potter, but for older people. Lots of people that wouldn't have considered reading were reading. It was great.
I support any book that gets people who don't normally read reading.
Yeah, it's great. I
brilliant.
haven't actually read them. You know, we used to open it randomly in the lift sometimes to like read a line because we were busy working. We don't get paid to read books in the library.
I think I started reading it, but I was like, oh, there's so much better smut out there. I was in my teenage years, I read a lot of what my mother calls bodice ripper books. I'm a big fan of the old historical romance.
That's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
I grew up reading lots of Mills and Boon.
Oh,
I
still read a Mills and Boon.
When is our shout out time?
Should we do that?
No, you do. Let's not forget my shout out because bodice rippers. Just saying. Go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
We'll do the whips.
So that was my 28. Now you go, Victoria.
So I've got one. So you might recall my plans in our last Flosstube video was to make progress on my Emerald City cross stitch from my Emerald City cross stitch from Our Forest Embroidery. So that's, I can't see what you're saying. That's the finished picture.
Right? Yeah.
So I have made progress, not as much as I would like to have made, but still enough that where I think I'll get it finished in the next couple of weeks. So
Monday, did you say Monday?
I said couple of weeks. So I've done that whole row there with the, can I get my finger in there? With the Tin Man and the Lion and the Yellow Brick Road and the poppies and the mice. I've got the tornado in there, I've got Toto, I've got Random White Witch from the book who I don't know about because I've only ever watched the movie, and I've got the Scarecrow in the cornfield. So all I've got left to do is the house, which goes there, Dorothy, which goes there, the flying monkey, and the...
I can't believe you remember all that.
The dude from the Emerald City. What is he? He is the magician? No. I can't remember.
A man with a hat.
A man with a hat.
Yes. I wonder how the green comes through, because it's such a pretty colour of fabric.
It is. It's a stunning green. So this is... I'm going to refer to my book and I will tell you what it is. Catherine still laughs every time I pull my book out.
I don't laugh at her. I'm totally envious. I think it's the cutest thing. I'm failure.
So it's 32 count Perman linen star sapphire, and it is a stunning green. I'm not sure if that's coming out.
It's very subdued, isn't it? It's like a pretty.
Yep.
It's a pretty green.
There's a bit of stuff in there.
Almost like an ice green.
But I would totally use this again.
It's like sea glass.
It is like sea glass.
Yes, very pretty. And where did you buy it? Can you remember?
So I bought this from The Embroiderer, which is a shop in Auckland.
Yes.
We just ordered it online.
Great.
Now, I did want to give a shout out. One of the cross-stitch Facebook pages I follow have said that the Our Forest Embroidery have just announced their new stitch along, which I believe is free to join, and it is of Alice in Wonderland.
And you're keen to do a stitch along, aren't you?
I'm quite keen to do it because my cousin's just had a baby and they've called it Alice, so I thought that would be a nice gift. But I've also got 100 other projects, and I made a bet.
Pardon me. But you fancy the joiny thing?
Yes, I'm quite keen to do a stitch along, but I want to do it with the hand-dyed threads that they are recommending, but they've all sold out, so we'll see. But
have they?
Yeah. They sold out the day that it was announced, or that I saw it was announced. I went on there and they were all sold out. So
I think that's
very
a thing.
popular.
I think that's a thing. They can only guess how many people are going to go for them.
Oh yeah.
They have to kind of cover their tracks as far as how much money they're investing.
Yeah. So one of the things at Stitch Camp that happened is that I made a flippant bet.
Ah yes. I'm having a free meal.
Not for another 2 years though. So Catherine and our friend said that it would take me 5 years to do all the patterns that I showed in the last cross-stitch video, the last Flosstube video. And I said I reckoned I could get it done in 2.
She's going to give up her job.
And supposedly not buy any more, but then I bought more today, so that's
right. But that's not part. You have to make
that's
sure you
not
keep
part
that
of it.
separate so that we don't cheat you.
That's the way. So
I do like Chinese food though. Just, FYI.
Go out for some dim sum, that'll be lovely.
Yes. So 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
So 2 years and a day.
Yeah. But I'm still waiting on the pattern and the floss from that Rosewood Manor Autumn Quaker Autumn one.
And
but I'm sure that will come at some time within the next 2 years.
We need to put it in our calendars. I'll send you a calendar invite for a meal out.
For in 2 years' time.
2 years from yesterday.
We'll see who's going to pay.
We'll get some street food, something cheap.
Oh, lovely. No, we'll go fancy.
No, but that's like floss that you could be buying.
That is true. Right, you can have it like a muesli bar
and of course chips. Competitive me, and I'm like, oh well, if she's going to achieve that much in 2 years, what can I do?
But as you can see, Catherine is like well on her way to.
I've done a bun.
You have done a bun.
I've done a bun.
Yep, and you've done some border.
Yes.
It's all very impressive. Shout out. Did you want to do a shout out?
I want to do a shout out. So I have started watching Cataloguing My Stitching, who's by Kim, and she lives in, oh my goodness, I'm going to forget. I want to say Chicago, or is she from Chicago?
She's in the States.
Philadelphia. Where is that? Is it in Chicago? What?
She's the rare books librarian.
She's a rare books librarian, so I'm like, oh.
So we've both been watching her.
I could have been a rare books librarian. No, you can't be a rare books librarian when you spend the first chunk of your life as a stay-at-home mum. Anyway, it's very exciting. She's so amazing. She does. So anyway, she gave us a shout out early on. Of course, I had no clue because I hadn't started watching her at that point. But anyway, it came in my feed and I started watching her, and she's fabulous because she's fabulous, and she has very eclectic taste, which is nice because I'm very, this is the Victorian, this is the samplers, and so it's really nice to see people doing slightly different things. She has lots of pop culture references.
Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah.
I'm like a proper old-fashioned librarian. She's a cool librarian. So she has all these, and she's so if you're interested in the chit chat that happens in Flosstube, have you seen the latest one?
No, I don't.
You have to see it. You have to see it. Spoiler alert. She's collecting romance novels.
Oh!
Because fun fact of the world, there are collections of science fiction and fantasy in rare book libraries. I knew this, but no romance ones. She might have said that there was one. Of course, women traditionally have been the ones that read romance, and what a surprise. What a surprise, they don't get collected because they're not considered serious enough or important enough or relevant enough. And I'll get off my soapbox now.
No, but aren't they also like one of the biggest selling categories for books?
It's probably what keeps the publishing houses going.
Alive. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway.
Everyone loves a half-naked Scottish man on the back of their book. I mean, it's great.
There are some books like that, not all of them. But the cool thing is...
The good ones are.
But the cool thing is, she talks about... Because what she's planning to do is she's planning to build a collection. She's a collector of various things. And so she's great. We're like... Oh my God, you're so great. She loves Bollywood films. It's fabulous. Anyway, she's going to be my best new friend. My new best friend, sorry. Hi, Kim.
I've been supplanted.
Sorry. Hi, Kim. You can stitch as fast or as slow. You don't have to take me out for a meal. It's fine. Anyway, she wants to start a collection, and she's going to collect, because she loves reading romance books as well as other things, but she wants to collect books with beautiful covers. So, you know, based on the art, so following certain artists, which sometimes get credited, sometimes they don't. She also talked about when they were trying to get elegant, they would have a very sober looking cover, and then a second cover that was like racy.
Yeah, with Fabio on it.
Yes, with Fabio, she talks about that. So great. And then she talks about which is the number that you have to look at to know if yours is a first edition. I was gutted because I went through a tough period in my life, and I read a lot of romances, and just because I read quite serious books, and you know, Booker Prize winners is really more my thing. A mixture.
Smut. I read total smut.
Yeah, but I was reading so much of it, and of course the library didn't have my taste, so I was ordering from America. I ordered so much from America.
Oh.
But when I finally came out of that period where I just needed them and it was the only thing I could read, I was like, oh, I'll get rid of them. So I sent them all to the op shop. Oh. And now I'm like, I must have sent about 80 books to the op shop.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think I've done the same. I gave mine to the second-hand shop where I bought most of my Bodice Ripper books. Purely because I didn't want to shift boxes of books. And when things became available online, I didn't get rid of anything until I had an electronic copy.
Oh, good for you. But the other thing she's also collecting, which is was really cool, she wants to also collect titles that are representational. So novels set in India written by Indian authors, and then LGBTQ romances as well, not just, you know, what's the word, like European heterosexual couples. So it's a really interesting collection. So I hope she's going to kind of keep us up to date with what's going on. So anyway, she's just cool. And to be honest, I love the cross stitch. Super enjoying what I'm doing. I think I stay when people talk more about their little glimpses into their lives. And in fact, I was telling my hubby on the way to work today, I was like, it's so cool because we do have a great library in Otago. But the Rare Books librarian has retired, and there is a great science fiction fantasy collection in that Rare Books library. But the librarian has retired. They haven't recruited one yet, but I never talked to him about book jackets or anything like that. It was all very generic. So somehow to have this window into the knowledge that sits in the brain of a Rare Books librarian, just because it's her passion, is so interesting. So definitely go and watch. So I think she's got 8 out now. So her name's Kim, and her Flosstube is Cataloguing My Stitches, and she's fabulous. Yeah. Oh, that was a lot of words, Philip.
Yeah, we're going to try and be better with our shout outs, because I know we did it on our first video, but then we lost the plot a bit on our previous one. So
yes.
should we do a deep dive? I think that was a deep dive. We'll try and do a shout out each video and do a deep dive on them.
Yes, sorry, I don't seem to know how to not. I don't seem to do not deep dives. We have to do shopping. What's it?
Oh. I'm not a shopper, but...
No, craft pantry! We laugh about this every time we see each other.
So I'm sorry, this joke is just never going to get old.
No. It's like the other joke. The messages one.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I'll keep going with that one. Okay, so...
I'll go first, I think. So I've only got one new one. I went down, as I said earlier, I went down to Stitch Witches today in my lunch break because I didn't want to spend the hour in the office because inevitably I never take my full hour. So I went and bought, I just went to window shop and browse, but I ended up buying 7 red alphabets sampler, which is beautiful. And this is not going to be part of my 2-year bet, but I bet you I'll start it within the next 2 years.
And this is by?
This is by Needlework Press.
It's very pretty.
And it's a reproduction sampler.
Oh.
Which is awesome.
Great.
It's lovely. I love the gothic.
The needle has a gothic, Otago has a special Otago gothic alphabet.
We do.
That would be kind of cool thing to embroider, wouldn't it? I wonder if we're
It would be
allowed.
fun.
I think it's
gonna stop us?
copyrighted. I think it's copyrighted.
Well, as long as we don't put it out for commercial purposes.
I don't know,
surely.
it's just fun. It's just interesting to figure out things. It's very pretty.
It's very pretty. And I think it's a companion to 6 red alphabets, which I've seen a lot on Flosstube.
So Victoria went to that, had a great time, did shopping.
Yeah.
And I was going to go tile shopping, which is not nearly as fun.
Did you go tile shopping?
No. It was Samosa Tuesday, so we went and had samosas.
Sounds like a much better choice.
Oh, this is great. If you're in Dunedin, oh my goodness, just off Alderney Street, there's that new Indian supermarket. So there's a liquor store, like bottle store, whatever it's called. What do people that drink call it?
We'll just say bottle store.
Okay, bottle store. And there's a new Indian supermarket. It's amazing. But they have samosas. You have to have the green chutney sauce.
But they sell them ready to eat.
Ready to eat. So that's Samosa Tuesday. We buy a bag of 3. And then we have the best hour of our life.
Oh,
Sorry. You can come one day. It's so good. Very good. And they're very lovely. They put up with my colleague and I, who are a bit ridiculous when we go, because we get very giddy because it's Samosa Tuesday. Sometimes they haven't got them ready, and that's very devastating.
Oh, you just stand there looking like sad puppies.
We get a bit theatrical. Anyway, they're great. Samosa Tuesday. And you went to Stitch Witches.
I did go to Stitch
Hanover
Witches
Street.
on Hanover Street.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did I purchase?
But you're not a shopper, so maybe.
I'm not a shopper.
But
Okay, so I haven't set up shop for like 3 minutes. So I had gone on a trip, and I didn't tell you about this because I forgot. So I went up shopping and I bought traditional cross stitch, because sometimes the oldies are the goodies.
And sometimes they're not.
Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're a bit dated, but I thought it'd be really good to get a kind of like basic. They've got alphabets. Some of the colouring might be a bit dated. It looks a bit 80s sometimes, but I am going to make use of this. I am very excited, and I bought this in Owaka, great little town in the Catlins. And it was a 3rd honeymoon with the husband, so that was quite lovely. When you're on 3rd honeymoon, you can shop. It doesn't matter. So that was really lovely. And see, isn't this pretty? I mean, come on. That is pretty,
gorgeous.
isn't it?
It is beautiful.
So I think you can't judge a book by its age. Sometimes they are lovely. So I think I will use this because, yeah. And the other thing that I got, which I got,
Sorry.
yeah.
There's a mermaid in this one.
See,
you see
it's
it?
already fantastic.
Already I'm on page 9 and I've found a mermaid, so I'm all into this.
Yes, and I think it cost me $3 or something like this.
Bargain.
So really good value. And the other thing that I got was the Reader's Digest Complete Guide to Needlecraft. And this has quilting, patchwork, applique, embroidery, knitting, canvas work, rug making, all sorts of things. And I am hoping to do some small quilt and picture quilts. So, and I don't do traditional, I do semi-traditional quilting. I sort of look at the rules and then I do my thing. But I thought it'd be really fun to do just one block of very traditional quilts in funky colours as little mug rugs. I've seen a few people do mug rugs, so that was kind of fun.
For those like me who didn't know what a mug rug was, it's a coaster.
You're just not with the cool kids, are
I'm
you?
just not with the lingo. No.
You're not with the old-fashioned cool kids. Who didn't know who Devo was. I am so cool, you wouldn't believe it. Anyway, so I bought those two things. I think they're fantastic. But my pièce de résistance, which I'm so excited about, and came about through chats. It's all who you know, like random conversations with people. I'm just coming off.
She's gone off screen.
I've gone off screen. I have just bought this. Why is that going funny?
Oh, it's the ring light that we've got behind the thing.
Ah, sorry. Okay, so... Oh,
And
whatever.
it's the light on the ceiling.
Woo. Anyway, isn't this amazing? Oh my goodness, I am so excited. I just bought this from an antique shop in Nelson. I haven't been to Nelson, but I know someone that travels the South Island of New Zealand every 3 weeks, and he loves antiques. And I said to him, if you ever see antiques in your travels, can you please let me know? Not antiques, samplers in your travels, let me know. He put me onto 2 antique shops, one in Nelson, Richmond Antiques, thank you, Brain. And then he also said Milton Antique Shop had a sampler. So it all got very confusing, but the bottom line is I went to Milton. They did have a sampler. If you're in Otago and you need to have a sampler in your collection from 17 something, they have one. It's about $700 and something. A lot of money. But that wasn't to my taste either. That's a period that I'm less interested in. But I do love the symmetry of these. And look at the beautiful border. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm very excited. And this is a sampler by Anne Hackett, 1838. So I'm very excited about this. I plan to do a pattern and do a reproduction pattern. Possibly just for myself. Who knows? You know, I could put a bet. I could put a bet on this.
2 years.
2 years. The verse is quite religious, so I thought if I ever did this, I would copy it, including the verse, but then have an alternative out of copyright poem that was more to my liking as well. Anyway, this was my big splurge. It wasn't, if you look at British websites, this was quite cheap.
Did you say how much you paid for it? Do you want to?
I didn't. Do I want to? Maybe
You paid
not.
considerably less than $750 for it.
I did pay considerably less than that, yes. I can't afford 200. Oh. Damn it. Okay, so I've just got other stuff.
Okay, so we're going on to other stuff.
Oh, on shopping, I should say, from Stitch Witches. I got the best thing ever last time. This is what I need to be happy. I love this little scissors. It's called Itty Bitty Scissor or something like that. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna do a little keep with a hexie that I have. It's so beautiful. I love it. I think Martin's a bit fed up on me going, look, darling.
Look at my itty bitty scissors.
Look at my scissors, it's so pretty. Okay.
So we're now going on to other crafts.
Yes, so if you're not interested in the waffly
Yep.
and the cross stitch,
Yeah.
move on, that's fine.
Yeah.
I will say that I did cook over the weekend. Oh, 54, we're good.
Yep.
We're good.
Yep. I'm pretty impressed. These turned out to be a lot longer than I ever anticipated.
Yeah, sorry, and I'm supposed to do one in Spanish next. I don't know about that. I did cook. I did cook like I was supposed to.
Excellent.
But I've somehow managed to find time for other things. So, I should name these dollies. They need names, I think. Anyway, all the dollies, you'll be pleased to know, with autumn coming up, now have cowls. So they're nice and toasty.
The cowls are the scarves around the necks, but they're not scarves. They're like
Like a little tube around their
a
neck.
tube around their neck, if you didn't know. Because I don't know if that's
A cowl. If you're a knitter, you know what a cowl is. C-O-W-L-S. Cowls. One cowl. Two cowls. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they're all rug. They're all snug as a bug in a rug. And Madam has hair. So I wanted to do cropped hair, but now I don't know.
Love that orange. I hope that comes through.
Isn't it orange
Orange
great?
is fantastic.
Yes, so I think I'm all about side partings, really. I'm not really a middle parting sort of gal. So anyway, they still have to go to the hairdresser, but she has hair. So I did that. And what I didn't show you last time when I was talking about the ridiculousness that this project has become, I did make quilts for all of them because, you know, every dolly needs a quilt. So that's quilt 1, full of scraps. I do everything by hand. I don't use my machine. And this is some dyed fabric from China when I went to China when I was young.
In your youth.
And when I was 22. 22? 23, something like that. So this is kind of tie-dye. I think it was Shenzhen, near on the way to Hong Kong now. Isn't this pretty? I love how, you know, this was Christina's dress. Very pretty, she loves it. Fabric from Peru.
Oh,
and
gorgeous.
the binding is turmeric dyed. Dyeing with natural stuff is so much more fun than cooking. Natural stuffs.
Yeah.
And the eagle-eyed will see that none of my lines are straight. So I have a rotary cutter. It is all intentional. I have a rotary cutter that I very seldom use now because it goes too straight. So my scissors are my besties now. That's it. Oh, that was epic.
That was excellent.
Yes. So onwards and upwards.
Is that all your others?
That is all my others, I believe. Yeah, because I showed you the
next. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have another.
Oh!
I haven't made any progress on it in years, but I dug it out.
Oh my god!
I dug it out to go to craft camp so I could make some progress.
I won!
And then I never took it out of the boot of my car because I was stitching.
And you told us about it as we were leaving.
I think I did, yeah.
Yes.
You were repacking the cars up. So I'm sure you've probably all done or looked at these before, but I started making a Waldorf doll a couple of years ago. I believe I bought the pattern on Etsy. I bought all the fabric from the UK.
That was a bit fast.
Was that a bit fast? I can't remember what the shop was. I have to look into my emails. And what I really wanted to do was make the face. And so that's as far as I got. And then I've never made the body. So this is a sculpted face made from, is it needle felting when you jam the little needles in?
Yes.
So you get the profile of the face. There's obviously a stocking with the fluff gone over.
Is it a stocking?
I think so.
Or is it a bandage?
It's like a bandage.
I don't know, because different designers do different things. Because I've done Waldorf dollies, but mine was a bandage, like a tube bandage.
Yes, a tube bandage. I think like medical stockings. I don't know. But that's the face, and I love the face. I need to finish it. And I have cut, like all the body, it's all pinned and cut, etc. And then I think I got to this stage and decided that I had to get the sewing machine out to do the rest of it. And like Catherine said before, it's so much effort. Well, it's not a lot of effort, but it is effort to get the sewing machine out.
There's a barrier.
Yeah, and I inevitably trip over the cord and something will fall off the table and it just never ends well for me.
And you can't chat.
No, but then since knowing Catherine more, she pointed out that you could just hand stitch it.
And the thing is, our other friend, we're not saying her name because we don't know if she wants like anonymity.
Yeah,
but
she wouldn't come on and do a guest spot. We did ask,
and she does cool stuff.
She does amazing work.
We'll work on her. But she has seen the light, and she emailed me the other day. She works for the DCC now, which is devastating because we all three of us used to work for the same division at the university, and it was great. She emailed me and she said, Catherine, you know how you always carry your projects with you, and it's amazing, you get so much done in a week. I've started doing this. It's so amazing. I wish I'd done it earlier. Because I carry all my projects. I always have a project on the go.
Yeah.
So if you put that in your bag and you just said every lunchtime I'm going to do one line, because I know you struggle to take your full hour lunch.
Yeah.
You could just do one line with white thread.
I work with all blokey blokes. I'm the only girl in my office.
You don't have to be with them. Anyway, you should totally convert them.
You'll get them to bring your knitting in.
You should buy yourself little scissors and go. Look
at my itty-bitty scissors.
Poor you. And I don't think any of your colleagues is crafty either.
No, they're all very hands-on. Like they're
But they might be
very
woodsy,
talented
like,
worksmen.
Like, yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Let's hope that didn't go. The microphone didn't catch that.
There goes the elegance of us. So the reason I'm going to make you do that is for your own good, because I know you want the dolly.
I do want the dolly.
So I think every week, okay, so we just put pressure on her. Every week you are going to, and we're over an hour now. This is ridiculous.
Who cares? We've done it now. If you're still with us, good for you.
Yeah, good for you. I think you can have a toilet break after. I think we should say that every craft night you're just going to do one seam.
I could do that. So one piece together.
One seam. Not even one piece. One seam. And then you can do cross stitching.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to dig into, so as I'm sure many of you do, I have got boxes full of craft bits and pieces that I've collected over the years, and I'm not quite sure what I've done, because I bought special threads for us and special bent needles and things, and I'm not quite sure what I've done with them all.
Safe place.
Safe, yeah, they're in a safe place, absolutely.
Yes.
So I have to dig that out.
Yeah, so what you didn't say earlier was that this dolly is called Lally Doll Nursery, and is by Cutest Creations.
And it's the 20-inch wildflower doll.
And it's very pretty.
Yeah. Well, can't you tell how gorgeous it is?
It is going to be lovely.
It is so creepy.
I've made Waldorf dolls for my girls.
Oh.
My girls went to Waldorf school in Dunedin, the Steiner school in Dunedin. And I made them Waldorf dolls, and very plain in comparison. So this is in a different league.
So we'll see how it
altogether.
goes. I know I really enjoyed making the face, and then I just didn't do any more.
Sometimes it's fun to do something with someone. So if there's anyone out there that's doing a Waldorf doll or doing this one, let us know, and then you have someone to talk to about it.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that might be fun.
Now,
okay.
We've gone completely off order. Catherine and I had a big sit down before this. It's like, right, we've got to get our things in order and not be quite so erratic.
Waffly.
But I see we've missed a whole section.
What have I forgotten?
We've missed plans.
Oh, plans.
So easy. So
We meant to do plans up 1 hour and 2 minutes.
seriously, if you're still here, thanks.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
We really do. So, do you have plans? Anything particularly set for your next fortnight?
I think I'm gonna focus on that Whip It Good one, but not call it that. I'm gonna work on everything. I can't do just one thing, but I'm just gonna really work on everything. And my plan is that between videos, I'm always progressing with my dollies.
Excellent.
Yes.
So my next 2 weeks, I really want to get the Emerald City knocked over, because I'm hoping eventually my Autumn Quaker one will turn up with its threads, and I really want to get into that. But I'm also going to start my Artnavo water lilies, which I purchased. I think I was showing a couple of videos away. I've got the threads and the cotton all set to go for that. I have also got so I'm pretty sure I explained I want to have 2 large ones and 2 small ones on the go at any one time.
That makes sense.
So as one of my small ones, I want to get going as Pumpkin Farm, because I believe I now have all the threads for that. So I'm going to get that one going. And only running, almost 2 months behind, I want to get my March Sunflower Diaries calendar
Great.
underway. So those are the ones that hopefully I will have progress on next time. And also apparently at least one seam on my Waldorf doll.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's very achievable.
Excellent.
Woo, woo. Cool. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for sticking around.
Please, keep messaging, keep thumbs upping. If you've got any questions, let us know. If you've got any comments.
Yes. We had one person comment on cat dog. I was so happy. I was like, someone loved cat dog. Actually, she didn't say that she loved it.
You just read that into
that's
someone mentioned it, so
they
obviously.
They said something, and I was like, oh my god, they love cat dog. This is by Jim Cooper, quite a well-known New Zealand artist, lives in Sawyers Bay.
It's flash.
Makes me think of Mexico.
He is lovely. I particularly love, I don't know if you can see it, his beaded necklace. He's got a beaded necklace on.
Fancy cat dog.
He is fancy cat dog. He's going places.
Yes.
Or she.
Gender neutral.
Gender neutral. They are going places.
They're going
they
places.
or them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting there.
We're getting there. All right. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.